Module 7, potentially the most life-changing of the modules, Citta Prasādanam, an in-depth exploration of Yoga Sutra 133. I just recently, a week ago perhaps, recorded a conversation with Yoga Rupa Raj Striker, one of my teachers, about Yoga Sutra 133, and I am making that available to you here so that you can already start to get a sense of the potency contained within such a seemingly simple sutra. This is a prime example of the important, if not imperative, role of contemplation in our journey of yoga as a system for evolving our spirituality and purifying our mind. Yoga Sutra 133 highlights the 4 most potent mental contaminants that each of us as human beings has to contend with in our life on virtually a daily basis, to some extent or another. And it gives us the exact perfect antidote for each of those contaminants as well. I've been working with Sutra 133 since 2018 or 2019. I think it was 2019, but either way, it's been a while. And I was introduced to them by Yoga Rupa as a means for contemplation that then I was able to bring into my experience of practice and effect very significant positive change that was instigated immediately upon that engagement of practice, but then really took years and is still probably happening to actually unfold and become a very real part of my day-to-day being. Citta Prasādanam. Citta means mind, but it's really the mind that we actually experience in the heart space. That is the totality of every thought, every feeling, every impression, every action, every experience, everything we've done, everything done to us, everything that we have experienced in the phenomenal world. Citta is the container for all that you know yourself to be. Prasādanam, if you know the word prasad, prasad is something that we sort of out of context, but also in context, something that we would put on the altar as an offering to the divine as a part of a worship, a puja, a ritual, a ceremony of worship to the divine. And it's usually a sweet treat of some sort. In my practices with Tracy, she would get really good chocolate. We would put that with some fruit and things of that nature on the altar before we would conduct a puja. And then my favorite part is that at the end, you get to eat it. You have offered it up. It has been blessed and purified as an offering. And at the end, you get to eat it as well. There's a sweetness and a nourishment and a purifying quality to prasad. Citta Prasādanam is a sweet, pure, nourished experience of your own being. Engaging with Sutra 133 helps us rid ourselves in an ongoing way of the influence, the impact of contaminants like animosity, cruelty, envy, and self-righteousness or judgment of other beings. Those are icky, and they leave a very icky residue in our mind, in our being, and they make it impossible for us to actually progress on our spiritual path. They make it impossible to achieve that final reabsorption into divine consciousness. They make it impossible for us to experience absolute freedom and lasting fulfillment. They are massive obstacles. But the good news is that we're given the keys to the kingdom, if you will. We're given the antidote. We're given the cure. And all we need to do is figure out where that contaminant is living within us, where it comes from, what it's rooted in, and then administer the cure repeatedly until it goes away. I think that's all I'm going to say.